So we're going to go over part 3 of the circles review assignment. So this first one says label all the missing blanks. So this first blank here is pointing to the outside of the circle, which would be the circumference. Okay. The second blank down here is pointing to the smaller distance across half the distance, which is the radius, and the other one is the whole distance, which is the diameter. So right here it asks, is 8 the diameter or the radius? Well, it's the entire distance across, so it's the diameter. And now we're going to do some practice problems where you have to find the radius given the diameter. So we can use the formula, the radius, r, equals the diameter divided by 2. So we're trying to figure out the radius. It equals the diameter, which they give us here, 36, divided by 2. And so the radius equals 18. Radius equals diameter divided by 2. So the radius equals, the diameter is 9 here. 9 divided by 2. So the radius equals 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5. Now we're going to find the diameter given the radius. So the diameter is equal to 2 times the radius. So diameter equals 2, and then multiply it by the radius, which they give us here is 21. And then so the diameter equals 2 times 21, which is 42. Again, if you need to use a calculator for any of these, you can go ahead and search one up. And then the diameter equals 2r. Diameter equals 2 times the radius is 5, so the diameter equals 10. So if you have the whole distance across, you're cutting it in half, right, dividing it by 2. And if you have half the distance, you are doubling it or multiplying it by 2. Now we're going to get into finding the circumference and the area of the circles. So I posted the formulas here. I'm going to continue to copy and paste it to the next box so I can work from there. So first I'm going to work underneath the area, or I'll do actually something else. Hold on. Perfect. I'm going to work under here and work with area equals pi, which is, we're going to use 3.14 for pi, and I'll just suggest that you do that for all of them. And then the radius is 12, and we are squaring it. I'll show you how to put the symbol in. If you go to format, you could actually include your symbol. You don't have to do this, because you don't have to show your work. But you go up to format, text, superscript, and then to get out of it, you go back to that and click it again. Okay. So we're going to square 12 first. Remember, the first step is to write the equation. The second step is to plug in the numbers. And then we have to square the radius. And we could use a calculator. 12 is the base. You can use the exponent tool to the second power. That just means 12 times 12, which is 144. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 3.14 to get our area of 452. So the area equals 452.16. Okay, so then the circumference is 2 pi r. Okay, circumference. So we have our formula, 2 times 3.14 for pi. And then the radius here is 12. Right, we use our radius. So we're going to go ahead and multiply these numbers on the calculator. 2 times 3.14 times 12 equals, our circumference is 75.36. Okay, so that is how we're going to solve these. So the area is 75.36, and the circumference is 75.36, area 452. So you're going to actually continue doing that for all of these ones. You can just plug in using the formulas. The one thing I am going to help you with on all these is making sure that you get the area correct, and then you can go ahead and do the circumference on the calculator. So area equals pi, which is 3.14. And then our radius is 14. And remember, we are squaring our radius first, and so we want to put it inside parentheses. 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my calculator to square 14 since it's not one I know in my head. 14 to the second power means 14 times 14, 196. So then I'm just going to multiply that by 3.14. And we get 615.44 is our area. And then the circumference equals 2 times pi, 3.14, times our radius, 14. So you can go ahead and plug those numbers in. I'll do one more. So 2 times pi times r. 2 times 3.14 times the radius of 14 equals 87.92. So it might be easier if you show your work like this, then you're not worrying about making sure you have both pieces. So then you could go ahead and keep copying and pasting, and maybe I'll just leave them all there for you. We'll see. Yeah, I might as well put them all in here. So again, you plug in the numbers. A equals pi, which is 3.14, times our radius. In this problem, it's 3. And notice how I put the parentheses first, and then I go back and click to put the exponent. So I'm showing my work, but I don't have to it's just the way the doc works. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I know 3 to the second power is 9. That's 3 times 3. So I know that this is going to be 3.14 times 9 for our area. 3.14 times 9 equals 28.26. And then circumference equals 2 times 3.14 times 3 is our radius. You can multiply those for circumference. Okay, so I'm going to just continue to let you work on this. I'm going to just do one thing to help you here. I'm going to put r squared down here, and that would be 15 squared. So you know that if that's the part that's confusing, you can do that pretty easily. 15 squared. Remember, you just come in here when you're trying to do r squared, plug in the radius, 15. Use the XY button, and you can put the second power, and then you'll get your answer, 225. So that would be, oops. See, if you want to keep typing in the right format, you have to get rid of that. So 225, and then multiply that by pi. So the area equals pi times 225. Okay, I don't think I need to keep going. These two are the exact same, so I'll let you do the calculations here. And then there's a couple problems here that they give you the diameter. And there is a step you have to do before you can plug this number in, because this is not diameter squared, it's radius squared. So we're going to use our formula that the diameter, no, we have the diameter, we want the radius. The radius equals the diameter divided by 2. So we're going to find that. So our radius is equal to 15, which is our diameter, divided by 2. The radius equals 7.5. Okay, so that's our radius. Now we're going to use that and plug it in. So we're going to go ahead and plug pi 3.14. And then we're going to take 7.5 and we're going to square that number, pi r squared, right? Format to the second power. So then I'm going to go ahead and take that to a calculator. 7.5 exponent symbol to the second power. Since I don't know that in my head, it's 56.25 multiplied by 3.14, and you get 176.26. And then same thing on the next one. You want to use your formula of the radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. And then you'll find your radius and plug it in.